It does look really good in this fjord blue. I really love this color. Let me know, which one would you pick? Recharge or the Tesla Model 3 Performance? What we're gonna do today is we're gonna go up and show you how to charge this with an Electrify America charger, and then we're gonna check out the range. So check out this light sequence that we have right here when we unlock the car. It's pretty cool. Can't really see it in daylight, but it kind of fades out from the bottom and then goes back all the way up and into these LEDs right here. Really nice touch. Front end we have the Thor's hammers. But with that said, let's go and charge, and then I'm gonna do a run when we drive on the highway, and then the second one when we go back the same distance, we're gonna do a slower routes, which is about 35 miles per hour, and then compare the two. We have battery level at 83%, so we're just gonna go and charge it up to 90 or so. I want to show you this. This is pretty convenient. If you bring up the map here, you can just tap this little icon right here, and it will show you exactly where the closest chargers are to where you are. So it's really convenient. And right now I'm actually pulling right up to the chargers right here. They're just around the corner. So we're gonna plug it in. We're at 82%. We don't really need to charge, but the point is just to show you what it's like to kind of plug in a non-Tesla vehicle. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, not that complicated, and these are that's what they look like, the Electrify America. Then we're just gonna back up right here and plug it in. The Volvo C40 does not have an electric opener. You just open it like this. And since we're gonna use the Electrify America chargers, we need to unplug this little thing right here. But other than that, it's pretty basic. You just take this thing, plug it in right there, just like you do with a Tesla, like that, and connecting to vehicle. Place the card right here, and that's it. We're good to go. It's not gonna take that long, obviously, since we're at 82%. So maybe 10 minutes or something like that, and we're charging. This is the speed, and then you're gonna have your cost right here as well. This is what it looks like from the inside of the C40 Recharge. Pretty nice graphics. I really like the graphics in this car. And that's something that I think my own Tesla Model 3 could have done maybe a little better. I think they had cooler looking graphics before this software update that they did recently. In my old Tesla, it looked a little different. I think that looked cooler than it does right now. Almost done. We're at 87%. We're charging at 106 miles of charge per hour, 41 kilowatts. And it's not the fastest charging, but it's also very close to 90%, which means that that's gonna slow down. And we're at 90%. Let's go and check how much this cost us, going from, I think we started at 82, right? So let's see. We got $3.44, as you can see right there. And it took about, I don't know, 8 minutes maybe, something like that. Now what you do is just unplug the cable, like pretty standard stuff, and then plug this back in because we don't want that exposed, and close it like that, and we are ready to go. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna pick a spot that's up north, and we're gonna drive I-95 highway speed. So I'm gonna do 75 miles per hour up there, and then on the way back we're gonna come back to this exact location right here and go 35 miles per hour on the way back, just to compare the energy use. So I picked a spot that's 20 minutes away and 17 miles. Let's see what it says that we have for range. It says we have 190 miles of range, and I think that's pretty optimistic, honestly, specifically in highway speeds. From what I've seen during this week I've been driving this Volvo C40 Recharge, but I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's head out there and see what we get. All right, so let's get up to 75 here. and cruise all the way up 16 miles to our location up there. Traffic is not too bad today, so maybe we won't be able to do 75 exactly, but I'm gonna drive like I do normally, so not gonna slow down just because I'm an EV. I want to make it as real as possible and, you know, compare it to the normal driving I would normally do in any other car. Overall, the C40 is a super comfortable ride. It's, I mean, if it had just a bit more range, it would be a great EV. Now, I've tested the range. I've been driving this for a week now, so I kind of know myself the range of this car, and it's not really great. But the thing is, if you think about it, the C40, the design of the C40 is actually a design that's been converted from an internal combustion engine design to an EV. If you consider that, it still has a decent range. The range is about the same as an Ioniq 5, which was in fact designed to be an EV from the start, and that's kind of saying something about the Ioniq. I think that the range of the Ioniq is not great either for a dedicated EV. I think that has all to do with the shape of the design. It's a very boxy design. It looks fantastic, the Ioniq 5. I really like the design, very futuristic, but when it comes to aerodynamics, I don't think it's the most efficient design. So yeah, now we're up to 75, so we're just gonna cruise here for another 15 minutes, 14 miles. We're at 89% right now, so we just lost 1%, and we've been driving for 5 minutes. C40 comes with autonomous driving. I mean, not fully autonomous, but kind of like lane keep assist, so it will steer on the highway. And you can see that little logo down there at the bottom right there, showing that it's enabled. And when we're at 75 miles per hour, it's 91 degrees out, and when we're cruising at 75, we're sitting at about 39 to 40 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, and that will give it an effective range of about 170, 180 miles of range, which is not bad for a commuter car, I would say. But if you're gonna go longer road trips, I would definitely pick something with a bit more range, like the Tesla Model 3 long range, or even the Performance. I was seriously surprised by the range of the Performance when I drove it across Florida. I'm gonna do the same tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be worried about the range, because I know it can do it. It actually went all across from Delray Beach to Punta Gorda Airport on the other side of Florida on one charge with 60 miles left in the tank, which is surprising to me because I used to have the Standard Range Plus, and that thing I had to, that felt like the C40 when it comes to range, kind of similar range to what this has. Great commuter car, but we're gonna see how much lower the 30, it's actually going down now because we're going slower, but 40 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, how that stacks up to when we go 35, how much lower that's gonna be. All right guys, so we have arrived. So on the highway, I couldn't really go 75 all the time, but we were sitting at about 38 to 40 kilowatt hour per 100 miles, and the battery pack in the C40 Recharge is 78 kilowatt hours, so you can do the math there on how much range you can get on the highway. We use 6% of range from the start, and that was on 17 miles. So let's see what it has to say about the range here. It says we still have 180 miles of range, so not bad at all. It's a super comfortable car, and I love driving it. It feels solid, it feels quality in here. Everything feels like they really put some effort into you know, designing and building all these small features that we have inside of the interior. There's no creaking. You have a little bit of tire noise on the highway, which is expected since it's an internal EV. You can't really hear the engine, so you hear the road noise a little bit more. But let's head back and go 35, and let's see how much lower this number is going to get. Beautiful day today, not too windy, and the ocean has a nice turquoise color to it. I just love this road. It's a 35 miles per hour road, and it goes right along the beach, as you can see right here, with some mansions right here on the side as well. Perfect for just Sunday cruising. quick little update. It's going very, very slow because I'm behind this BMW, but as you can see, this is the real-time kilowatt hour per 100 miles, and we're getting under 20 at the moment, which is nuts, but it's gonna be about 25 to 30 maybe if we're going 30, 35. And as you can see, we've now dropped down to 170 mile estimated range, but we've also used 4% battery, and I think we're gonna be at the same percentage of battery use when we get back, because as you know, when we went out we used 6% and we still have a ways to go. So I think the percentage is gonna be the same number used as we did on the highway, which is weird. Am I missing something? Probably. Math is not my strong suit, and this is not a very scientific test of the range here. I just wanted to make this test to see if we can make out what the differences are and how much more range you can get where you're actually taking it easy. Forgot to mention, I'm not using the range optimizer right now. If you want to really maximize your range, you can use that, and it's gonna optimize all the systems in the car for range, for example the AC. But right now I want to have the AC as low as it can go because we're 93 degrees out, so it's kind of useful in these kind of situations. But I guess you could use that to get a couple more miles out of the car. All right guys, we are back. The chargers are up there. This is pretty interesting because we have 76 mile percentage now, and so we used 8% on the slower way down, and we used 6% on the faster highway speed up. So that's interesting. I have no idea how that happened. And we're now down to 140 mile range, as you can see right there. The total trip was 40 miles, and we used 14% off battery. So those are the numbers, I guess, for the C40 Recharge. As I said, which one would I pick? Well, I bought the Tesla Model 3 Performance over this because, first of all, the range. I am super impressed with the Tesla range, and I also have, of course, for me personally, I do have the free supercharger miles, so it all made sense. But I do like this interior a lot. I do like the Teslas too. It's kind of refreshing to have basically nothing in the interior, but this feels like an internal combustion interior. You can't tell from just sitting in here that you're sitting in an EV just by looking at the design. So it is a clean design. I also like the hatchback design of this thing, but the price is about the same as the Tesla Model 3 Performance, and that's where I think the Tesla wins when it comes to price, range, and also charging infrastructure. I feel like Tesla chargers, they're more available, and I think they are a little bit more reliable too than the chargers that we have for other EVs. But that's just my experience from 1 week of driving around the C40 Recharge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So guys, just found this really cool electric Harley Davidson. I've never seen this before. Range, you said was about 140? 120? Yes. Decent range of it. Really cool design. The thing is, you can't see that it's an EV. Super cool.